So I'm here with my wife Natalie, who joined me on the trip to H&A this year, and I just kind of wanted to get her thoughts on the whole experience since she came with me the whole time around the show floor, got to meet all the different hardscapers. Natalie, when we decided on Sunday night that we are gonna go to H&A, what did you expect when we left, and what were you expecting of the show and of the people that we were gonna meet?
I was really excited to be part of the community and the exhibition and convention. Obviously, I didn't have any idea about this show because obviously I'm not part of this industry at all, but I was super excited to be part of the community. I think that was the key and that was the most fruitful result of this whole trip. And that's my honest answer. I didn't have any clue, but after this trip, I feel like I have clear picture and detailed picture what your business is about and what you're surrounded by.
So with that, what would you say to a couple out there similar to us where one of the partners is in a construction related field such as hardscaping and the others is not other person is not? Would you recommend them to get more involved in the business somehow? Would you recommend them to go to one of these trade shows with them to learn a bit more, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, obviously, yes, definitely. I would recommend you to check it out and expose yourself to the new industry because yes, it's a different industry, but you have different perspectives, right? Because obviously you have different industry background experience. So I think it's very complimenting for us to have this shared experience because you have that hardscaping industry background. Obviously, that's your specialty and that's your expert industry and background. Whereas I do have diverse background of my own and of different industries. So I can definitely share different perspectives and opinions on XY that matters. So definitely added value and added experience for us that we could have as a couple. Yeah.
So definitely get more involved in the business in some way, whether that's even just like hands off and just kind of getting to know a bit more about the industry. Obviously helps in understanding one another a little bit better. And with that being said, our highlights from the trip. What are some things that come to mind? Maybe like a top three or something that we can run through together and relive together from our time there. So, uh, Tuesday morning we left. We got in late Tuesday night, and we went to the show on Wednesday. It was a half day. We went Thursday for the full day, and then Friday just for the breakfast in the morning. But what are some highlights that really stick out from the show?
Number one is definitely the community. All of the business owners that we were so lucky to meet face to face and like virtually you wouldn't really have this type of energy or the vibes, but we were very lucky to meet every business owners and every of our friends in person and share those precious moments together. I think that was very precious moment, and I felt so blessed. We felt so blessed to meet those people with the same mindset and value, which is collaboration and which is elevating each other, which is being there for each other and help each other, support each other. I think it's very blessed to surround ourselves with the like-minded people with the same value and mindset, and that was the confirming part for me. And yeah, we felt so blessed to meet every one of you guys in person, and that's number one factors. And number two, I would say the exhibition and the panels that the opportunity for us to learn their stories and their tips. I think that was another factor that stood out for me. And number 3, I would say, oh yeah, the outdoor events as well. So there were indoor exhibition and shows, and at the same time there were different business owners who have their booth outside. And the very first day was very sunny, and we were so fortunate to see the beautiful sky and also beautiful equipment and materials outside. And that was something that is different from other convention centers, because different industries have different products, obviously, but because considering the equipment and the materials, obviously, yeah, it was different when it comes to those outdoor exhibitions and outdoor show.
Okay, what about moments that really stuck out to you while we were there? Anything that you found funny, interesting, or times that you really enjoyed?
I really enjoyed having each personalized conversation with different friend of ours. And when I normally go through your story, like Instagram story or YouTube channel, I have no idea who you are. But now that we met everyone in person while I was at the convention center, yes, when after this trip, when I checked your Instagram story, I was able to see, I know you. And I have like a clear picture and every person's heart and every person's vibes and energy. So if I use an analogy, maybe in the past it was just a blank white sketchbook, but now after this trip I would say it's very clear mountaintop, sky, sunny, very clear vision of the sketchbook. So yeah, it was very funny that we bumped into one guy, and my normal question to all of the business owners was, so where's your office based out of? Because I was just curious, is it Canada based or American based? And one of the guys, he actually didn't know how to pronounce Mississauga in Canada, which is nearby Toronto, maybe like half an hour away. And he tried to spell it out, and M-I-S something. And
he said it sounds like Mississippi. It's like M-I-S, and then we said
it's Mississauga, yeah. And I totally get that. I totally understand, because for me, English is not my first language, and yes, I can speak English, but I learned it from back home, so I totally understand that. But that made us laugh a lot, so that was cool. And
then you did a similar thing to Antonio from Zeppa's. We went for an event afterwards at Zeppa's, their beautiful shop yard space there, and you asked him the same thing.
Yeah, that was like autopilot mode. So where are you based out of?
And he says, right here. This is my shop.
It was a long day from the early morning all day long until like maybe 11:30 p.m. So yes, and it was a silly question, but I was just looking back, I was laughing, talking to Mikey.
That was the long day. That was Thursday, so that was from early morning, walking the show from 9 to 5.
No, actually it started from 8 o'clock. We went there at for the early morning panel, so that was from
right.
7:30ish, or we left our Airbnb at 7:30, I think, and we were reached there around like 8. So
we didn't get back to our Airbnb till like 11:30 at night. So that was a really long day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not an excuse, but that was very hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where are you based out of? Come on, you're invited to my shop, you know. Antonio, thank you for giving my this hilarious, silly question.
And then you really liked Richard from RC Outdoors' skin.
Yeah. Yes.
And then you wanted to know his skincare routine.
Yes. I asked Mikey, why don't you ask his skincare routine? What kind of product he's using? His skin looked so milky and silky, you know? Yeah, his skin looked perfect.
Turns out Richard doesn't have a skincare routine.
Yeah, he said freedom. And the guy the first night, I forgot his name, but he told you that you look much cuter face to face.
That was Cruz.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Cruz came late and we shook hands and he said, "Oh, yeah." And he said, "Oh, you look much cuter in person."
Yeah.
And everybody laughed that was there.
Yeah, that was so funny.
So I've been bugging him about that.
Yeah. And the following day as well, yeah, we bugged him about that. Yeah.
Anything else that stands out?
I really loved Antonio's panel and fun activity like playing golf and also playing ping pong. It was activity based and also, mingling. I really loved the setting. And also, yeah, Sutton's breakfast at the campers parking lot. It was really good mingling together, having the last catch up with everyone. The sky was beautiful as well, and that was our last day before we departed to Toronto. And yeah, every moment was really good. And I one thing, if I need to pick one, is the people, every individual, every people that we met. It was memorable, unforgettable. I love their heart and their mindset and value. And yeah.
Natalie, what's more clear about my business, my industry, and any takeaways from the event itself?
I guess it applies to every industry and every business. It all comes down to people. You would love to have the partnership with the people with similar values and like-minded people. And it was very clear for me that Mikey is surrounded by people who has same vision and dreams. And ultimately, that is sharing back and giving back to the society and the community and also the business owners. And it's so fortunate to be that member and also to be that business owner, sharing the similar value, taking care of each other, uplifting each other, and also ultimately down the road for the long term, giving back to the society. And yes, it's all about people. And I'm so happy to confirm that Mikey is surrounded by the right people with the right mindset. And yeah, that's very, what's the way to put it? It's a blessing. Yeah.
Do you have anything that you want to plug while you're here?
If you're interested in my podcast, you can check it out on Instagram, fitwell.to. So FIT, fitwell, WELL.to. And it's the platform sharing my spirituality journey and also the living word. And yes, I hope you like it. And thanks for checking it out in advance.